I'm delighted to be joined by Big E ahead of WrestleMania. Now, you know what it's like to compete in high-profile matches. You compete against some of the best in the world, so you know all about dealing with pressure. Yep. But by the sounds of it, nothing is more terrifying than playing John Cena at Clash of Clans. So tell me all about that.
Yeah, no, look, we had a clan called the Nikki Clan. It was me, Cena, Woods, Cody during his first run with the company. A bunch of us, Stephen Amell, the actor, was in as well. But we had Rick Victor, I believe, too, from Ascension was in it. But no, it was a really fun time for us as the way we bonded. A lot of pressure. So I've been telling the story a bit today. But I remember there were times when we would have days where we would attack as a clan, and if you had a bad attack or bad strategy, you would, and it was a TV day, and you knew Cena was going to be there. There were legit times I would walk down the hall, I would see Cena on the other end, and I knew he was going to berate me for it. So I would just like tuck into a corner or run because I didn't want to deal with it. But there was a lot of pressure to be good at it. And look, I know Billy Kidman, Cena, Cody spent tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars buying gems. I built my town hall up to a 14, doing it the old school way, just brick and mortar, just going to work every single day, trusting the process, working hard, doing the right things. So yeah, we had so much fun playing Clash of Clans, and now seeing this partnership has been so surreal, especially when I watch the commercials and see Cody playing as Overlord Rhodes. That was his name when we played a decade ago. So it's just really cool, very full circle now to see my friends in commercials with Supercell, for Clash, doing these things now, very full circle.
I mean, it's great that there's such a history between Clash of Clans and all the WWE superstars. You talk about playing with Cena on quite a regular basis, and of course you've been in the ring with him as well. You've launched him from one side of the ring to the other. Yep. Are there moments when you're wrestling John Cena and you throw him and you hurt him and you think, that's revenge for what you said to me while we're playing Clash of Clans?
I can't say that was necessarily going through my head, like, let me purposely hurt this man because it was mean to me about Clash of Clans. But I will say, I feel like we got a little bit of insight. I got to see that insight about, and people are also referencing the Total Divas clips about him, like how he was with Nikki. But there were seeds of that evil John Cena many moons ago.
There absolutely was. And obviously John Cena going into this massive matchup with Cody Rhodes. Break it down for me. How is this one going to go down?
Look, it is very interesting because initially, we were all, I do the pre-shows and post-shows for WWE for all these PLEs. And, I was on the desk with Rosenberg and Jackie, and we were all turned around, like, watching it live. And you think, oh, that's dope, seeing Cena win. But then the turn, the mauling of Cody, it really just changed the trajectory of this. So we haven't seen this version of Cena, like, ever. Even when we saw Word Life Cena, that's a different version. So I don't even know what to make of this. I know, I've been so proud of Cody during this, last month, the way he's handled himself and promos. He has not wilted under pressure. And trust, there is a lot of, when you're in that spot, there is a lot of pressure, stuff that people don't even know about, so much political maneuvering. But Cody has been a guy that I think has proven that he deserves to be the face of this company. I don't know, man. I think a lot of people expect John Cena to break Flair's record, to walk out as world champion. It's hard to bet against that, but man, I believe in Cody. I do believe in Cody. It's going to be a great match. We still don't know about the Travis Scott of it all, the Rock of it all. How do they interplay? And then also, I feel like Rock is dropping these little breadcrumbs where we see him do the throat slit, and then we see the two, and then is another member coming? What does that mean? What does it mean? I don't know. But there's so many things involved. I'm really excited for the match, and I can't wait.
And sticking with Cody just for a second, when you guys are playing Clash of Clans together, he has critiqued you for not spending enough money. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, he's tried to pressure me. He tried to pressure me into spending more money or money at all, and I told him no. I refuse to. I'm also I'm better now, but I have been notoriously frugal. All of our European tours, as an active wrestler, I never spent a single dime. Never spent a dime. Because I'm not really a souvenir guy. I was single at the time, so I wasn't buying things for my lady. And I always think they provide catering. And if we walk around cities and get meals, I would always do it with the social team or with someone who could put on the company credit card. So I got to eat on their dime. So I never spent a dime of my own money. I spent it on that. They got the money. Why should I spend mine? They got it. So I have them, put down the company credit card. Yeah, treat me. Yeah, treat me. So anyways, so I'm notoriously cheap. I'm better now, but for years, people know me as being very cheap. And I just took more pride in building up my stash, getting my walls together. That's the thing too. Cody will jump to, I don't know if you've seen his base, but I haven't seen it lately, but he was notorious for he'd have the highest town hall possible and like level 2 wall. Bro, you got no walls. Work on your walls. Your walls are trash. Because he's just trying to jump to the next level. He ain't, he's not doing it the right way. And I always made sure I'm leveling up my walls to the very highest end. I'm getting everything up to the highest end, and then I'll get my town hall up to the next level. I think that's the more honorable way to play the game.
Absolutely. And now I want to talk about another WrestleMania matchup. Sticking with Clash of Clans, the New Day are going into a Clash of Clans branded match. What do you make of this? I mean, this is pretty incredible to have a match like this. And how do you feel about the New Day, obviously, right now? Because not your best friends at the moment.
Right. I hope terrible things happen to them. I hope the draws are. I hope when the wives go to wash their draws, I hope they have brown stains on them. Yeah, I hope they're embarrassed. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, and I hope they chafe. I hope every time they walk, their legs, their thighs chafe together. I'm rooting for the War Raiders. I hope they do their thing. I hope they walk out. I love that they're doing all this work with Clash of Clans as well. I feel like they're very fitting. They're very fitting. The whole Viking motif they got going on, all the hair on their chest. I feel like they were meant to live in Clash of Clans. They belong there. So I'm excited for their entrance, but I'll be rooting for them to mollywop those 2 idiots who I used to call my friends. But now, maybe it's just the repeated hits to the head. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong with those boys. Something's very wrong.
Absolutely. You've well and truly hyped me up for these WrestleMania matchups. And it's not just WWE that you can hype people up for. I remember many years ago, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder.
Talk about it.
It was the early hours of the morning. I was watching the UK. They were about to fight. I was excited anyway. And then you come out and you delivered possibly the greatest hype speech I've ever seen. So tell me how that came about.
So that was actually here in Vegas, which is really, really cool. So actually, that is one of the coolest days of my life because a little bit of a backstory. But I was WWE champion at the time. On the same day, I got to be a part, I was a guest for Big Noon Kickoff as Iowa played number 2 Penn State. And look, I know a lot of the Brits will not care about the college football stuff, but let me just get this out for me. I'm a big college football fan, and I got to I'll be a part of bringing out my alma mater for that. So they got to beat the number 2 team in the country. But I didn't get to stay for the whole game because I had to hop, as soon as the first quarter was over, I had to hop on a jet to fly right from Iowa City all the way here to Vegas. But actually a couple of days prior, I had to come out to Vegas to record the intros for Tyson Fury and for Deontay Wilder. So we recorded those. I had to come back Saturday during the day, flew to Vegas, got here in time to sit down, had ringside seats. And I know at the time, a lot of people were like, Tyson was already up. There wasn't really a lot of demand to see a third fight. But that third fight ended up being a classic. Fury got knocked down twice, I think, in one round. Wilder got knocked down a bunch of times. It was such an amazing fight. But for me, I've been a boxing fan. I remember watching ESPN Friday Night Fights with my dad when I was a little kid. It's so cool now to work with Joe Tessitore because I've been following his work forever as a boxing announcer. So now I also got to do the walkouts. Actually, I talked to Sean Porter's here in Vegas. I got to do his last 2 walkouts when he fought Errol Spence. He fought Bud Crawford. Got to be a part of the walkouts for him with Rhapsody as well, who's a friend. So just someone who's a big boxing fan, getting to be a part of the fights, and that fight being so incredible. Look, I think there's so many events that are really cool to be a part of in sports, but there's nothing like a big fight. It feels like prom, where everyone is dressed to the nines. You have so many famous people. There was one fight I attended where I had to slide to get into my seat, and the people that stood up on the end or Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle. And I'm like, I do not belong. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm here. Another fight I went to, and Michael B. Jordan is sitting behind me, and then people are asking him about the Creed movie and how that's going. But just as a boxing fan, I love being a part of it. And the Fury Wilder fight was such an amazing fight, such a cool experience. So to be a part of the intro packages for both those guys was very, very cool for me. And one of those days I'll never forget.
I mean, we've talked about many of your fantastic memories. What do you think is the craziest story you've had throughout your entire career?
Oh, man. There are some weird ones. There's one I probably shouldn't tell. We'll skip that past that one. There's just some ones where I look back, and as a kid, little kid me would be amazed that he was in this back and forth with The Rock and took a rock bottom. That is incredible. The fact that Goldberg was my favorite wrestler as a kid, I got to meet him at a signing, and then 25 years later, I'm sharing a locker room with him. I'm getting to thank him as a peer for being so cool. Like, that blows me away. I feel just immensely fortunate in my life to have had such an amazing career, to do so many like random things. I wrestled Randy Orton in South Africa. I wrestled RVD in South Africa. I've been to Tokyo more times than I can count. I had matches in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia for WWE. More than anything, I feel like I'm living a Peter Pan life where I get to have the most random experiences, and I'm grateful for all of it. I feel like this window in entertainment can really be so short for so many of us. And I'm a guy who took this job on a whim. You know, I had someone who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy at WWE when I was 23 years old who reached out to me. I ended up saying, sure, let's try it. And 16 years later, I'm still here. So it's hard to really pinpoint one thing, but I'm really just grateful for all the adventures.
Big E, thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it. It's been amazing hearing all about Clash of Clans, all about your great moments, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. It's been amazing. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
We need more love and empathy in this world. Look, you open the floor, so I'm gonna go into a little diatribe. I'm a big believer in mindfulness and meditation, and a lot of people, when I broke my neck a few years ago in 3 places, including my C1 in 2 places, a lot of people ask, like, hey, do you have down days? But honestly, I didn't have dark days because my focus wasn't on what I'd lost or woe was me. It was gratitude. I'm grateful for the people who came to support me, who showed me love, who reached out. I'm grateful for life. I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm grateful for my loved ones. And I owe a lot of that to meditation and mindfulness. And I've been through the injury rigmarole playing college football, and I would spiral so many times. But now I'm in this place in life where I'm just grateful for every single day. Life truly is fleeting. You know, you have friends who are around your age who you expect to be around for the next 50 years. And I've had some dear friends pass away. And now to still be here, I think about how fragile life is. I think about how fleeting life is. And I think about who I want to be on a daily basis. I think about how much I want to enjoy life. And for me, that's just about being present. It is about appreciating what's around me. It's about empathy. It's about kindness for myself, for others around me. So I'm a big believer that we need more of that message. I think we often live in times where you're rewarded for being contentious. You're rewarded for saying outlandish things. And I hope we can get back to a point where people realize that we need each other. I really believe in community. I believe on leaning on each other. There are times where we're up now. Sometimes we'll be down again, and we need help in our lowest moments. So lean on each other. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Give yourself grace. Give others grace. And let's try to make our world just a little bit better every day.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.